Welcome to the Mission Led Mumma Podcast, where motherhood becomes a spiritual initiation and your mission is the medicine the world's been waiting for. I'm your host, Natalie Kataya, devoted mama, light language queen, and multi-seven-figure entrepreneur, here to guide you through the wild, the beautiful dance of raising babies while birthing empires. In this space, there's nothing off the table. The tears, the triumphs, the quantum leaps, and the late nights of wondering who you're becoming. As we dive deep into the divine feminine as business, as sacred service, spiritual expansion, conscious partnership, and leading with love. This isn't just a podcast. It's a remembrance, a recalibration, a homecoming for women who knew they came here to change the world and tuck their babies in. Welcome, beautiful babes, to our first episode. It is an honor to have you here listening, watching. If you're on YouTube, welcome to our space. This is my incredible husband, Warren. This is little Leo dog. This is baby Godwin on me. I'm Natalie Kataya, and I'm so excited you're here. Today, we are going to tell you all about the start of my pregnancy, our birth experience. By the way, guys, I had the most incredible, most empowering fucking transformation through the birth portal.
Transformational and tribal.
Through the nature of trusting my own body, I birthed this gorgeous little human into a pool in our lounge room. And I'm just so excited to share it with you. So,
Hey, Natalie.
Hey, Warren.
Do you like my t-shirt?
Oh, I love your t-shirt. Hey, guys, let's tell you a little side story first.
I'm spiritual, babe.
You're a spiritual babe. So I was going to start a podcast called I'm Spiritual Babe, and now it's called Mission Led Mumma. Now, for context, I spent like $5,000 on a fucking sign, which Warren got really angry with me.
Neon sign they were going to use.
No, neon sign. And then I got t-shirts made. By the way, I designed this, and I was going to start this huge like t-shirt brand and podcast brand and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, now it's the Mission Led Mumma Podcast, and I will bring out t-shirts, so stay tuned, babies. Okay, so let's get into it.
Let's go.
Okay, so let's go a little bit back further. Let's tell everyone about how we met, So, Warren, when did you first meet me, and what was your first impressions?
Oh, first impressions. Okay, geez, this is going to be interesting. I first met you at an NLP course, and I saw you up on stage with our beautiful friend Libby, and you were talking about dragons.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, not only one person is talking about fucking dragons, like what the like dragons and all this woo-woo stuff. There was two people. So I'm like, surely, okay, I'll be open-minded about this, and it must be true, or there must be something. And then, yeah, I had a bit of a breakthrough in NLP. I started having shakes, or what they call is kairas, or in the yogi terms, is when I feel energy and my body starts twitching. And
can we give an example, like for those of you watching right now, what does it look like? Show people.
So it looks like my legs are just like shaking, and my body, sometimes I get the kundalini roll of feeling the energy up through my base chakra and all the way up. When I was uneducated, I just held that in. I was like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, I've learned to breathe through it and transmute that energy.
And so what happens, guys, it actually looks like he's having a seizure. So we have been, I remember we were in business class. We were flying to Ely. Yeah. And you started having these downloads, and you started to fucking convulse in business class. I'm like, oh my God, here we fucking go. I'm like looking at the air hostess. I'm like, he's fine, don't worry. He's like, And so just as a side note, guys, that's what Warren's jolts are. It's him transmuting energy. It's him getting downloads. It's him shifting frequency. It's very fucking cool. And so we're in NLP. This starts happening. Then what happens?
And then you're like, who is this guy? I want to meet him. So you reached out, and then she was like, oh, let's go to the beach, because she had a...
Okay, I'm going to butt in and tell you.
Okay.
Here we go. So this is how I remember it. Hilarious. We're in this, mind you, just for some context, guys, this is 4 or 5 years ago now. I see him jolting and moving all this energy. So I go over to him and I'm like, hey, man, I'm a channeler. You're just channeling energy. Like, do you know that? And he's like, no, I'm a fucking coal miner. Like, what the fuck's happening to me? And I was like, it's okay. It's actually just frequency and vibration moving through your body. And he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, why don't we go to the beach after this training and I will show you what it's like. Now, mind you, let me paint you the scene. I knew Warren was a multi-millionaire. I was so fucking poor. I had a $500 car. My fucking car leaked with water and it slooshed and it stunk. So I was super paranoid and really self-conscious that this multi-millionaire was going to get in my car. And I remember you talking about like buying a Maserati and I was just thinking, oh my God, I hope he's not thinking, fuck, this girl's disgusting. Like, this girl's gross. Anyway, we go down to the beach. I channel light language. And I remember actually being like, your wife looks like this. Mind you, I had a boyfriend at the time. And me and Wazza just became great friends. So then a year and a half later, 2 years later, we're really good friends. I broke up with my boyfriend. I've done a lot of healing work. And Warren and I share a best friend, Jacko. Jacko, shout out to you, babe. We love you so much, Jacko. And Jacko lives up Early Beach Way, and I called Jacko and I was like, hey, babe, I'm coming up to the Whitsundays with some girlfriends. I'd love to see you. And he was like, Natty, I'm going on a fucking yacht. And I was like, well, count me in, cunt. I'm fucking getting on the yacht. He was like, yeah, Wazzy's going to be on the yacht. And I was like, Wazzy? I haven't seen Wazzy in ages. And so me and Jackie decided that I would come on the yacht with Wazzy. And so
that's when it started.
This is when it all started. So I'm super single. I'm calling him my husband. I'm asking my babies to go and find their father because I was already channeling the babies and already talking to them. And so I go over to New Zealand and I have this moment where I'm like, I'm going to be fucking single forever. I remember my auntie saying to me, you know, Nat, you can freeze your eggs and you can have babies by yourself. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm 29, 30. You know, I'm crying. I'm like, I'm going to be alone forever. And then from New Zealand, I fly straight to Early Beach and I'm there with my girlfriends and I just had this fucking knowing that I was going to meet my husband on this yacht. Now, by the way, I had no idea how many people were going to be on the yacht. I asked Jacko and he was like, oh, just a couple of friends. And I was like, cool. Maybe one of his friends, because he's also a multi-millionaire, very successful man. And I was like, obviously his inner circle is going to be successful and whoever's going to be on the yacht is going to be successful. I'm going to meet my husband. So I'm like to my girlfriends that I'm in Early Beach with them, I'm like, girls, we've got to go shopping. I've got to get more wife outfits. I've got to get wife bras because right now the only bikinis I've got are like skimpy little bikinis. I've got to be wife appropriate for my multi-millionaire husband. I'm putting all this work in, guys. He's got no fucking idea. So then the day before I'm about to get on the yacht, my girlfriends and I are having some mocktails and some food and this beautiful beach, like outlooking all of the crystal clear water in Ely. God, we love Ely. We're actually flying to Ely in 2 weeks. We're so
You're really good
excited
at details painting the picture. As well.
Oh, thanks, baby.
That's beautiful. It's as if I'm there.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Well, like the sun was kissing my forehead, the sand in between my toes.
Was it a northwesterly wind?
I'm unsure if it was the northwesterly, but it was something. So then.
That was great.
I'm there with my girlfriends and they're like, who's going to be on the yacht? And I was like, girls, I know my husband's going to be on the yacht. And they're like, who's going to be there? I was like, oh, they told me that Wazza's going to be there. And they're like, yeah, show me Wazza. And I remember my bestie, Alex, was like, babe, this is your husband. He's got Gucci glasses and Gucci shoes. And I was like, nah, Wazza's not going to find me fucking interesting. Like, I remember Wazzy's ex-girlfriends. They were like, thanks, babe. His ex-girlfriends were like pretty little blonde girls that don't say a fucking peep. I'm like, he's not going to like this cunt version, Natalie, fucking fuck. And so I'm like, nah, I'm too loud and bold for Wazzy. Anyway, I'm like, God, he is really hot though. And then I start thinking, I'm like, he did message me when I first moved down to Byron and ask if he could move in with me. And I just completely saw him on red because I was like, no. And so Alex said, I bet ya his clothes will be in your room. And I was like, that's a really random thing. Anyway, that night we go to the Airbnb and I'm laying in my bed and I'm like, all right, universe, if I'm truly meant to be with Warren, can you please show me or like higher self. I want to call him in, just have a conversation. Like, is he the one? I want to know what I'm going into because my heart kept racing every time I thought about him. Anyway, I'm laying down in my bed and I feel this huge energy. Sorry, mum and dad and Warren's mum and dad, if you're listening to this, block your ears for a second. And I feel this huge energy come all the way into my pussy and it starts fucking me. And I'm just like, oh my God. Eyes rolling back my head. Oh, sorry, Godwin.
My big dick energy coming out.
Yeah, baby. And so like all this energy starts fucking me and I'm having the biggest orgasm of my life, not even touching myself, literally having an energetic orgasm over Warren's energy.
Pretty powerful.
You're so powerful, babe. He has no idea. I'm like, oh my God, Warren's my husband. So I wake up the next day and I get ready. I try on 3 different outfits. I'm so self-conscious. I'm like, what am I going to look good enough? Is he going to know I'm his wife? Does he know the download? Like, does he know? And I messaged Jackson and I was like, what time will you be here? And he goes, Warren's going to pick you up. And I'm like, oh my God.
I had no idea.
My husband is about to pick me up. So I'm like frantically fucking running around. Alex and Athena, my 2 besties, are like, nah, chill out. I wheel my suitcases down to get in the car. I meet Warren. I look at him in his red flanny and his fucking short shorts. I'm like, oh.
Well, red flanny that had
okay.
the sleeves cut off. I look like a bogan.
You look like a bogan. And you had this big mustache and you had not a rat's tail, but like a
mohawk.
A mohawky thing. I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, I was like, Wazzy, we love him. We get in the car and we just chit chat. We don't stop talking. We get on the yacht. We don't stop talking. And then I realize who's on the yacht is Jackson and his wife and Jackson's sister and brother and then me and Warren. So it's kind of like we were in pairs and Warren and I were hardcore interviewing each other. And I go into my room of what Jackson had told me that I had a spare room on the yacht. I go into this room and there it was, all of Warren's stuff. And I voice noted my girlfriends and I was like, oh my God, Alex, you're right. His stuff is in this room. And I was like, oh my God. So then I said to Jacko, I was like, where is Warren sleeping? He goes, oh, Warren normally sleeps on the trampoline outside. I was like, what the fuck? Like, yes, okay, we're in the Whitsundays. We're exploring the Great Barrier Reef in an incredible yacht, but also you can sleep with me. You know, I was like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And so me and Warren are now interviewing this shit out of each other.
Yep.
The first night comes and Warren's like getting his stuff out of his bag and I was like, oh, you can sleep in here if you want as well. And I'm so fucking nervous.
I'm so nervous as well because I'm like, we're friends at this point and I'm like, do I cross the line? Do I not? I was all in my fucking head.
I was also in my head. So funny. And I wish I was just on your head. Anyway, so then I love that you still get embarrassed when I do stuff like that. Yeah. You do the cringe. You're like, oh, Nat, you're so cringe. But you secretly like.
I love it.
You love it. Okay, so then we are now. I was like, I'll wear a G-string and like a top because I don't want to wear just a bra because I don't want to have like my big titties out and him just be like, holy motherfucker, I can't even think right now. I was like, I'll just be a bit sexy but not too sexy. You know what I mean? Like not too, yeah. Go. So paint the scene. We're laying in bed and I remember.
Going in for the hug.
Yeah, he was like, do you want to cuddle? And I was like, yeah. So he puts his arm around me and then we were talking so much that we kind of changed position. So now he's laying down and my right, like, what's this called? My face is now leaning, I'm now resting on his chest. And I remembered he started to get these jolts and I pretended like I didn't feel anything. But then all of a sudden my big fake eyelashes were fluttering against his chest and my hands started going up in light language. But we both pretended neither of us felt any energy. So then the next day we wake up and we're interviewing each other. We're like, what about your childhood? What about your ex-boyfriend? What was your biggest, deepest wounds? Like, what do you really want to do in 5 years? What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What are you thinking?
Your parents like?
What's your parents like? Yeah, like we were just...
Are your parents still together?
Together. That was Warren's biggest one. Yeah, my parents are. Shout out to you, mum and dad. And so, yeah, it was in that moment that I realised that me and Warren, like I was like, he has clued on to the fact that I'm his wife. Like he is clued on because he was also telling me like I've been journeying wanting my wife and wanting to call her my wife and I've been doing my gratitudes every day and you were single for what, 4 years?
Yeah.
And I was single for almost 2 years at this point, and we were just like calling each other in. We were yearning for each other. And so that day, beautiful Warren asked Jacko if we could take the dinghy boat off the yacht and go to an island. And I had mentioned to Warren that I'd like a fire, a real man making a fire.
The idea was to take her out on a date, make her a fire, and we'll meditate on the beach together.
Oh, how did the meditation go?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. What happened at the meditation?
Meditation. Well, you took me through the meditation, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then I started feeling energy. My body started jolting. That started turning you on.
Started turning me on majorly, yep.
And then you pounced. You pounced like a puma.
Like a puma pants.
Pooed your pants. And, yeah, we started making out, and then next minute
Oh,
it was just like, but the energy was nuts. Like I was having a seizure on the floor. She was,
and I was just humping him through the seizure. Well, the truth is, like, the energy was so intense for you, and I was getting so turned on that I was like, surely he knows. So I just grabbed his face, put my tongue all the way down, tickled his tonsils.
Oh, God. Far out. People are driving in their car.
Don't crash. Watching the visualization of me tickling the back of your tonsils.
That's a good one.
It's funny, eh? So, once I was tickling them, God, I have such strong visuals for that day, hey? It was like one of those moments. So, also too, like a crazy bitch that I am, whilst we were kissing, I start crying and start telling him that he's the one. Mind you, imagine if the first time you kiss your soulmate, you're like, you're the one. And then they go, yeah. Like, Warren just kind of went along with it. What did you actually think when that happened?
To be honest, I think that, like, we spent like a good couple of days interviewing each other, and so I kind of had the gist that, you know, it was going the right direction, you know, and then
not the wrong direction.
Nah, the right one.
It had to be the right one.
Yeah. And so I kind of got the idea that, okay, this is good. This is going in the right direction. And then I was probably wanting to, my philosophy was for the next girlfriend, I'm going to take it fucking slow. I'm going to just be in control.
Yeah. How'd that go, Warren?
Yeah, so good. 3 months later, we were fucking pregnant.
And how many weeks after we reconnected on the yacht did you move in?
Probably, about a week and a half? Yeah.
And now,
but it was a whole journey for me because I had to surrender to it all. Like, I had to surrender to my next timeline and my next time that I get to surrender and I get to let go.
We're on the yacht. We're on the island. We're kissing, pashing, tickling each other's tonsils, groping each other, orgasming over the pants. There was no penetration that night.
No, you had your period.
I had my period, and lucky because I was going to get you, and then you were going to get me, and we were going to get each other. That's an inside joke that we have, guys. Sometimes when either of us are horny, we're like, I'm going to fucking get you tonight. I was like, I'm going to fucking get you. We're going to get each other. We're bogans, aren't we? Anyway, just me.
We're just country.
We're just country. Oh my God, we had this guy come up to us last week, and we've met several times, and he's like, I forgot how country you guys were. And we were like, country? You mean fucking bogan? And he was just like, yeah. We were like, we thought it was funny, eh? So, okay, now we're back on the yacht. The next day, Jackson looks at me and he's like, what's going on? And I was like, wait, Warren's my husband. And he just laughs. He's like, yeah, right, Nat, I've heard that a million times. And I was like, no, Jacko, like, I actually think. And he's like, there's no fucking way you and Warren. And I'm like, I'm telling you, like, there is something serious here. And he goes, all right. And so then we go to Hamilton Island, and we are now on the beach, and we're meditating again, this time not sexual, just generally meditating. And our babies come to me, and I'm like, oh my God, our babies want to be born. Like, I can see them. And so I saw this little boy and this little girl Also, for some context, because I actually think this podcast has already come out by the time we tell you guys. Tell them, Lauren, what's something exciting?
We have a Starseed 2.0.
I've got a baby in my belly. We've got another baby. So Godwin's 6 months old. And yeah, we've got our little girl coming through and she's very cheeky.
Very cheeky.
Very cheeky. And so I was like to the babies, I was like, give us 2 years. We want to travel. We want to explore each other. We want to explore life. Give us 2 years. Anyway, then the synchronicity just kept happening. So fast forward, we get off the yacht. Warren comes to my house. I now live in this beautiful 6-bedroom house in Byron, just the two of us. It's so gorgeous. And yeah, like my business just starts to fully flourish. And when I say flourish, like I did a $600,000 month. We then fly business class all around the world. We travel to so many different places. We take this videographer with us. We document it. It was so fucking cool, guys. And so we're living this incredible life and we have sex one night. And I remember the babies kept coming through and I was like to Warren, I was like, we've got to be so careful. These children want to come through. So we set a meditation and we put up a wall and we were like, just wait for 2 years. Anyway.
Mind you, nearly every second person on Instagram would message Nat and say,
Are you pregnant?
Are you pregnant? I feel as if you've got babies hanging around you.
Yeah. And like everyone kept asking us, are you guys pregnant? Are you guys pregnant? Are you guys pregnant?
That was wild.
And we were like, well, we've just gotten together. Like just everyone calm down.
And then,
so obviously our babies were also very present and their energy is just so beautiful and big, just like us. So yeah, they were going to everyone and being like, Mum and Dad, you know, I want to be on. So fast forward, we're now at Light Codes, our signature program, where it's a 4-day beautiful in-person or Zoom training. And Warren and I are on stage. And I'm playing this intuition game where I teach people how to trust their intuition. So it's called I'm Allowing. So I start with saying, I'm allowing, and you just trust the things that come through. And then, so I'm saying to Warren, like, I'm allowing beauty, I'm allowing love, I'm allowing depth, I'm allowing whatever. And then he steps in.
And I said, I'm allowing babies. And everyone just looked at us and was just like laughed and was like giggling. I'm like, holy dooly, that come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it was like one of those moments where everyone got goosebumps. Lots of people had tears in their eyes and we were both really like, whoa. What happened? And I didn't know that I was pregnant just then and there. So rewind from Light Codes, probably 2 weeks earlier, I'm in... No, let's go back to sex. So we're having sex one night and I said to Warren, the babies want to come through, like we have to stop having sex. So we stop having sex. And then probably, I'm going to say maybe like half an hour later, you know, juices flowing again. We start having sex again. Now, mind you, Warren pulled out fully.
Yep. And I thought my pull-out game was pretty good.
Yeah. And I remembered thinking to myself as I went to bed, I think we just made a baby. And then I was like, no, I don't think so. But I said that to you. I was like, I think I just made a baby.
But it was like baby making sex too.
Yeah.
I remember, I think I said that was like baby making sex.
Yeah. So it was in the field. And
it was fucking in the field.
A couple of days later, like we're in front of our full-length mirror and I remember you grabbing my belly and being like, oh, it would be so beautiful to have a baby. And I was like, God, I want to make a baby with you so bad. So we already, like there was so much energy to the babies, right?
Yeah.
Then I fly to Melbourne with some girlfriends and we're in this dress tailor's shop and we're getting a suit fitting for our wedding. And I walk to the bathroom and I hear, Mum, my name's Godwin. So I voice noted Warren and I said, hey, when we have a baby boy, his name's Godwin. And Warren was like, nah, that's not it. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, I've just met this guy. His name's Godwin Charlie. By the way, guys, he's an incredible designer down in Melbourne. And he's Maltese and Warren's Maltese. I was like, babe, I'm telling you, it's such a cool name, like God and win. He is God and he will always win. Like what an amazing program that's going to be. And Warren was like, nah, not having it. Anyway.
I was off it for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Probably.
Couple of months.
Actually,
not a couple of months. I reckon like only probably like 6 weeks until, your mum.
Until Mum said, oh, that's actually a Maltese name.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, of course, you trust your mum. Yep, great.
Yeah, no worries. I think it resonates now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it was beautiful. Like, I remember her being like, oh, I really like it. Because I was like, I really like the name Godwin. I want to call him Godwin. And your mum was like, oh, I love that name. And I was like, see, Warren? Like, you know when you just smack your partner, you're like, see, babe, someone else agrees. It's the one. I did that one. I did one of those. And so after the dress fitting, we then go to a shopping centre and all I see is baby dinosaur stuff. And I was like, I fucking reckon I'm pregnant with a boy. And I see all these little baby boys and I was just like, fuck, this is weird. So anyway, I come back home and I said to Warren, I think I'm pregnant with a boy. And he's like, really? I said, yeah, I feel like something big's going to happen. Anyway, we go up to Ely Beach again. We love going to Ely Beach, guys, by the way. And I see the number 711 everywhere. It's my favourite number. I see it everywhere. And I saw it 13 times in a day. And I said to Warren, when this happened last time, I went through a huge level. I quantum shifted like 10 different fucking timelines. And I said to Warren, like, I think something big's happening.
Yeah. But not only that, we also had a massive test in our relationship as well.
Oh, my God.
Which was a deeper level of choosing.
Oh, my God.
It's like, how badly do you want this relationship? How badly do you choose this relationship? And
how much do you trust each other? Yeah, our wounds definitely came up. Like whenever we have we've only really had a couple of big fights in our relationship, but all of them have been to deepen our relationship to one another, and they've all led us back to even more love and even more divine union.
It's finding a deeper level of choosing, and every time, like it's so beautiful that we're that conscious that we can see our unconscious programs coming through, and how either our unconscious programs or our childhood wounds are coming and displaying that in that moment. And it's like, holy fuck. So it's, definitely we'll have to do another podcast.
Yes, we'll do a podcast over that. That's cool. Okay, so within it early, I see 7-Eleven everywhere. I'm like, something huge going to happen. We then go to Light Codes the week after. We see the babies thing. And I'm saying to Warren, I know I'm pregnant. I know I'm pregnant.
Because you're saying that your breasts were hurting.
Yeah, my boobies were hurting. My nipples were hurting specifically. And like when I get my period, that doesn't happen. So I was like, what the fuck's happening? So then we are... And like every day from Light Codes, you were making me a bath. And I was sitting in the bath being like, fuck, I'm just like, my tummy. Yeah. Like, what's going on? Anyway... The next day, I was getting painted as an avatar alien. For those of you seeing the YouTube, you can see this video now. But I was then getting painted as the avatar alien because of the download I had about doing a galactic tour. I'm now painted as an alien. We go home. We haven't been home in like a week. And I said to Warren, I'm going to take a pregnancy test. And he's like, okay, babe. So we go into the bathroom together.
Mind you, we had about 200 pregnancy tests because probably about a week or two in, we thought we had a scare.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Fuck, that's funny. You bought like the whole shop.
Oh, pregnancy tests. I wanted a lot of pregnancy tests because I just didn't know how accurate they were. Oh, funny. Actually, I remember, just like going back to that story, I actually was so sad that I wasn't pregnant when I took that pregnancy test. Like, I just knew you were the one to bring the babies through. It's not about being in love with you, mate. It's just about the babies. No, I'm kidding.
What a stallion.
So you're a stallion. So fast forward, I take a pregnancy test. I'm also painted as a blue alien right now. Like I've got big ears on, fully painted. Pee on the stick, it says positive. And I like dropped to the ground and I'm like, whoa, Warren. He's like, take another one. And I was like,
yeah, I didn't believe it. I knew that they can be wrong sometimes. So I was like, take another one.
So I took another one. Positive, and I'm like, oh my God, we're fucking pregnant.
I'm like, you're a mum, I'm a dad.
Yeah.
You're a mum, I'm a dad. Holy. Yeah. It's like our life just totally shifted, that moment.
That moment, like the whole timeline shifted, hey. And then Warren's like, let's just get in the shower, like you need to wash the alien off. So we get into the shower and Warren gets in the shower and he's just like, completely, like it would look like he was seizuring if someone saw him. He was just seizuring and I'm just crying and all this blue paint is going down into the drain and I'm like, we've got a baby boy, Godwin's here.
I was like, what do you think we're having? I think we're definitely having a boy.
So then that was like the beautiful pieces. We then called our families, we then got our friends over. Athena, there's the card here, but if you were here, you would have the card.
What do you know? Oh, I know. Well, I know quite a lot of things.
You can open the card. What does the card say, Alex?
I'm gonna be an auntie!
I know that you're going to be a nana and... Yep.
We're having a baby! I fucking called it! I knew it! I said to him! I've already cried 1,000 times.
We're here in spirit. It was such a beautiful time to share it with our friends. Then about 8 or 9 weeks into my pregnancy, I got so sick, guys. And when I say so sick, I mean paint you a picture. I'd wake up at 4 a.m, eat, like I'd open my eyes and have to eat dry biscuits or like dry crackers. Then I would crawl over to the toilet, vomit. And if I didn't eat the crackers, I'd vomit even more. So the crackers I had to vomit up the crackers. Then I would lay on the floor for another couple of hours, just vomiting in between. Then Warren would eventually pick me up off the floor, sometimes put me in the shower, sometimes lay me back in bed, and I was out. Like I was sleeping, maybe doing a call if I could or like if I had to. And then I would be sick until fucking, 10 o'clock every night. I was so sick.
Yeah. The only thing, and you couldn't drink any water either.
Yes, I couldn't drink water because water would make me even sicker. So I ended up being able to drink coconut water or water with lemon in it.
Or a bit of Coke.
Or a bit of, oh my God, yeah. So
Pepsi
for those,
or whatever.
I haven't drunken Coke Zero or eaten Macca's for like 4 or 5 years. And the only thing I could fucking keep down was... So I wasn't eating meat at this point either, was cheeseburgers without the meat and with chips in them.
Yeah.
Or Coke fucking Zero. And I was so disgusted with myself. And I was shaming myself so much because I was like, this is not what I want to be eating growing this beautiful human. But also too, like, it was the only thing I could keep down. And like Warren was like, you're going to turn into a chip because the only things I could eat were chips.
Yeah.
And then like we tried everything. Like we did all homeopathic stuff. We tried naturopathy stuff. Like, and then I did all the energetic stuff. And I really just think that the lessons that I learned from being so sick was
The lessons of the toilet bowl.
the toilet bowl, yes. The lessons of the toilet bowl was I learned how to be really present in the toilet. And this sounds really gross, guys, but vomiting in the toilet, I couldn't think about the businesses. I couldn't think about my relationship. I couldn't think about my bullshit. I couldn't think about sales or team or clients. I couldn't think about anything but me and the toilet bowl, which is actually what it's like being a mother, right? Like for my mamas listening, I'm super present when I'm with Godwin, and when it's just me and him, you know, I just want him to know that I'm giving him my 100% presence. And that's what the toilet bowl taught me. And also letting go of having to control everything, which is what helped me in my birth. So really, Godwin beautifully was initiating me the whole entire time of actually how to surrender into being a mother and being present.
What about the other stuff that Godwin was teaching us? Like for all the potential new parents out there, one thing that we learned about when a baby comes through is that they will choose their own wounds.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck? Because at this time, we actually had to leave our house in Tintumba because a guy was selling it. And then we were homeless. Well, homeless millionaires.
Multi-millionaires homeless.
For about 3 to 4 months. And we're going from one Airbnb to the next.
Oh,
and
my
we were
God,
like,
it was
what
such
the
a journey.
fuck?
Yeah.
And we had to really embrace uncertainty.
So we also were really looking for houses consistently. Like Warren and I both wanted to find a perfect house. I was very particular because I wanted to birth in our house. So, and like the houses that we were looking for, guys, just again to paint you a picture, the houses that we were looking at were $3,000 to $5,000 a week. Like we currently live in a $14 million home. And so we were waiting for the perfect house to birth because We wanted to birth into wealth codes. We wanted to birth into a really expansive space. We both wanted offices. Like there were so many things that we wanted. And like Tintinbar, the house that we were in down in Byron, so Tintinbar Byron, was so beautiful. And we wanted that level of luxury again. But the houses at this level is far and few between. So we were like, all right, we'll just Airbnb. Anyway, ended up, Warren was like, fuck it, let's go overseas. And his cousin was getting married as well. So Warren was like, fuck it, let's go overseas. And then, of course, you proposed to me. I love you. So, again, like we got to travel the world again, the two of us, which was really cool. Again, I vomited in every fucking toilet all over the world, like every fucking airport and even on the fucking air. Like, oh, my God.
I remember even driving,
vomiting.
like, would be driving. Then all of a sudden you'd be like, I need to pull over. And I'd be pulling over on the side of the highway, random streets.
Yeah, I've been vomited out the car window, vomited in my mouth and had to swallow it several times. Like fuck, man.
Totally. Yeah,
it was
nuts.
so wild. And then I met some beautiful people though, because actually quite often if I was anywhere in the wherever I was traveling and people heard me vomiting, they'd be like, "Are you okay?" Like I met so many beautiful women. And of course, then they'd see my belly and be like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then we had one experience. Oh my God, I have to tell you about this experience, guys. So I know we like jumping everywhere all over these conversations, but we will come back to where we are. So we had our baby blessing, which is where, spiritual ceremony for me and Warren becoming parents. We had all our friends and family really close in a circle come to our house and open up a portal, and it was such a magical and such a special, deep, integrated day. And then we go out to a restaurant for dinner and I'm in the toilets being super sick. Mind you, I have a big belly at this point. Like I think I'm like 35 weeks pregnant. Like I'm pretty fucking pregnant. And I am now sitting down at a table. Warren is sitting next to me. My brother is sitting opposite me. Also, guys, my brother is amazing. He's also in the work deeply spiritual and all the things. So he's my best friend. So shout out to you, bro. And these three ladies come over to me, and it was like the test of all tests from the universe. And these three ladies come over to me, and they were older ladies. They were like maybe in their like mid-60s, and they got really close in my face. Like, you know how there's like personal space and then there's fucking personal space. You're like, get out of my fucking space. They were so fucking close to my face. I could feel them breathing. And she was like, oh, we thought you might have been drunk. That's why you were vomiting. And now we realize that you're pregnant and we're nurses and, we work up at blah, 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 blah hospital. And, you should take these pills. It'll help you. And I'm like, no, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you. But I'm okay. Thank you. And so she was like, no, take these pills. Like, it's going to help you. And I was like, no, thank you. And then she's like, well, you've got hybrid blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what the term is. Yeah. And you need these pills. And I was like, no, thank you. I'm fine. Anyway, then she's like, well, where are you birthing? We birth at this hospital and who's your midwife? And I was like, oh, we don't even have a midwife. We're birthing at home. And she's like, this other lady, so there was three of them. These two ladies were really beautiful. And then the third lady, mind you, they're all sisters. The third lady then goes over and she's like, you're not getting one of those fucking doulas, are you? Those fucking things. And I was just like, oh. If fucking steam could come out of my ears and my head would go like a fucking red tomato, it would have been that, right? I literally looked her dead in the eyes and I was like, leave my table now. And she was like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, leave my table. Because I was like, how fucking dare you come to me, push prescription drugs down my throat. Secondly, like, come at me with your bullshitty beliefs. And thirdly, swear at me, like, fuck off. And then instantly, as soon as they left, I just burst into tears and I was so grateful my brother and Warren got to hold me. But I was just like, what the fuck? So I felt like there was the universe testing you, being like, you really want a home birth, babe? Oh, hello, puppy. There's your daddy.
Hey, buddy boy.
Say hi, daddy.
We're speaking about you.
We're speaking all about your whole journey. Okay, so then going back to the other story, guys. So we we're in and out of Airbnbs. It was very, very, very challenging. We realized that baby God is teaching us patience and surrender and devotion and all these things. And
also not only devotion and surrendering, but also we don't have control. And like
hilarious,
our
guys.
life, we've like to have control over so many parts of our life, and we had to really surrender to moving all the time and trusting that the right house will come up at the right time. So not only all of that, but Godwin also was teaching us to be comfortable with uncertainty. Like we had so many times where we were searching for houses and we had to be comfortable with being uncertain.
Yeah.
And so like now with him, like he's 6 months now, but through that whole, I reckon the first 3 months, like living with having the uncertainty of getting our whole life just changed and having to just roll with him.
Yeah, because it is such a huge journey, not being a parent and then becoming a parent. Like, it's not just your identity that shifts. It's every thread of every thought, every future plan, every...
How you do life.
Is
like completely different.
Yeah, even in how I show up with my relationship with Leo, my dog. Like, God, Leo was... my whole life was such a long time. And now just the hierarchy. Like, Godwin just totally comes first in every area. And so sometimes I feel like I don't spend enough time with you, Leo, but I also trust that it's perfect and you like being a big brother. So it just looks different. So now I'd love to go into, babe. For those of you who know, we had a birth keeper and a doula because I really wanted to experience what both of them mean. So Leslie, shout out to you, our beautiful babe. She is our birth keeper. What a birth keeper means is that she really holds the energetic space. She never tells you what to do, how to do things, and she always guides you back to trusting your own intuition. And what I really loved about everything that Leslie helped us do was literally just allow me to trust myself at such a deep level, and that's what really helped me during birth. I trusted my body immensely. I did not have one scan. I had no scans, no doctors, and I really, truly wanted to trust my own self. Now, that was all my choice. No one inflicted those thoughts or beliefs onto me. I chose those beliefs because, to be honest, guys, I think we won't get into it, but I think the hospital system's full of fucking shit. Look at COVID. Not everything. I think there's a place for it, definitely. And personally, I think that my baby is safer at home with me than safer getting jabbed and getting people poking and prodding versus, anyway.
Just hearing everyone's story, like I'd say a good 90% of people that we spoke to had bad experiences with the hospital, and like the plan that they had going into the hospital was totally negated. Yeah.
And also too, like the amount of mothers that then feel shame and feel guilt and feel like they were just, what's the word, like roped into doing something that they didn't actually want to, and they had their birth taken away from them and the experience that they really wanted to. I was like, I don't want that for my baby or for me. I want to stand in my power, in my truth, in my home, initiating myself into the depth of being burnt alive. And one of the things Leslie said when we first had a call with her was, Natalie, you've got to walk straight into the fire and be ready to be burnt alive. And Warren cannot save you. Warren has to watch you be burnt alive. And that analogy, it
was like,
okay. We both had goosebumps. Yeah. And we were both like, all right, this is the initiation of parenthood that is done in a super conscious way of us choosing this. Yeah. And in that moment when I chose, I'm fully doing the sovereign, I began to deepen my channel, my trust with my channel, my trust with my baby, my trust with my body, and just I had such a fucking incredible birth, and I wish this upon all mamas that want to feel empowered and in truth and in trust to their body and the innate wisdom that flows through our bodies. Like, women have been birthing naturally for fucking ever since we were fucking created. Yeah. And so, you know, they only brought in scans not even 100 years ago. It was like
20 or 30 years
20,
ago.
30 years ago. Like, there wasn't such thing. Like, I really, truly would love for more women to trust themselves. Anyway, this is a whole story in itself. I want to now go into Dee. So Dee, shout out to you, our beautiful babe. Dee is our doula. Now, and Dee does a lot of body work. So I had really, really, really sore hips. And I just thought it was normal. Mum was like, oh, yeah, I had that the whole way. My sister-in-law was like, that's really normal. A couple of friends were like, oh, yeah, babe, I had really sore hips. I told Dee. Dee was like, that's not normal. Come in and see me. I was like, amazing. So me and Warren went in. She did a yoni mapping on me, which is where she puts her hands in my vagina, moves the different...
what she does is she feels any tension within the muscles of your vagina and presses on them and you breathe through it to then release any tension that you may have had, any sexual trauma. And when I say sexual trauma, any trauma that you have had perceived or unperceived that maybe you didn't have the courage to say stop or no at that time, but it kept on happening. So, and your body stored that memory as perceived trauma.
And so she actually also taught Warren how to relieve the pain or the tension in my vagina so that my hips would relieve. Like, Dee showed us how to do different hip exercises and pelvic floor exercises and how Warren can hold me during my labor and just all these cool little tricks that Dee has. And so I've really felt super held and supported by Leslie holding the space and the energy of like guiding me back to home. And also Dee did do that a lot for us as well. And then Dee having all the body work and all this knowledge about, like, she showed us how the baby corkscrews down, and then she was like, if you're on all fours, your pelvis will open up and your tailbone will open up. And like, then she also showed us little things like how we actually put a nappy on a baby and
like for the full anatomy of like the baby and how it comes out and
so cool.
How it's amazing.
And then she taught me lots of different ways of breastfeeding and gave me a program, and like I felt so held and supported by the education of Dee and then the energy of Leslie. Like I just had such amazing help and love and devotion from both women. And so I really wanted them both to be present in the space as well as Warren. And so I want to tell you guys, like, home birthing isn't just like, oh yeah, we're going to home birth and it's all good. Home birthing is actually a journey of you going deeper into the personal development journey.
Doing the home work.
Doing the home work. Yeah, literally. And like we did so many pieces. So Warren, what was it like? And what tell everyone, like, what are the kind of sessions we did? Because we did sessions with Leslie and with Dee.
Yeah, correct.
Tell everyone about what you felt like going into it all.
Yeah, cool. So the very first session that we had with Leslie was uncovering our unconscious beliefs about, conscious and unconscious beliefs about birth. Like, Leslie spoke and went into, okay, how was your birth? How was your sister's birth? And I had, like, without sharing too much detail, my sister didn't have the best experience and of birth, and I held on to that. And I remember, like, when that first said that she wanted to home birth, my instincts was to protect and be like, what, she wants to do this? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's so foreign to me. And I remember when I was working in the mines, I had this one bloke say to us that, you know, I'm going to be away for a couple of days because I'm going to be helping my partner home birth. And I thought to myself, what the fuck? Like, doctors spend 6 to 10 years studying, researching, doing all the practical for birthing and things like that, where this guy was flat out putting a bolt up in the roof. And I'm like, this is nuts. Like, how can this even happen? So it was so comforting for me to hear from Leslie and Dee, like, how natural it is and how when you don't fuck with the system of birth, it's actually so natural.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And, like, it was so, like, when you were in that birth pool, it was so inspiring to see. And, like, I remember the two women on either side of you, and I remember it so as if it was like yesterday or whatever, but it's so imprinted in my mind of being like, wow, this is my woman in her strength and in her rawness, and seeing like the old bull and young calf, but seeing like the mothers surrounded by the maiden who has just become a mother was such a profound and beautiful experience that's imprinted in my mind. So yeah, I'm so
It makes
so
me
blessed.
emotional.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
babe.
So, and another, so I believe that it was trusting in you, but also trusting in me that I can hold the space as well. Another thing that come up was like, I know Nat is so fucking strong and headstrong that I was like, if something does, if shit does hit the fan, will she dissociate and be like, I've got this, I'm not going to the hospital, fuck the system. That's what scared me the most. But I was, when we had a connected chat, it was like, no, I'm trusting you to actually call it if something does happen.
So yeah, guys, like both Leslie and Dee, our birth keeper and our doula, both had the conversations with us, like, and then we also, as the four of us all had like a team meeting, and said like, okay, let's have all the open conversations, and get everything out on the table.
Yeah.
If I look like I'm bleeding too much, or I look like I'm dizzy, or I'm about to faint, or whatever, and I don't look okay, call an ambulance. Like, I'm okay for that. And then also too, having this conversation, and this might be really triggering for some people, but I just want to say it. Like I said, I've been here for fucking 31 years. Well, 30 years at this point. I've been here for 30 years. Like, I'm not dying. So if my baby has to die, my baby has to die. Like, let's just get that really clear here. And it, it's obviously not the nicest conversation ever to have at all. But we were like, I come first, and I will also be able to put my hand up and say, hey, if I do need a hospital or ambulance, like, I can call that, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I think that was so great. Like, all the discussions that we had to lay everything, get all the
piece,
elephants
every fear,
out.
every elephant,
Yeah. Because what that does is that creates a low energetic vibration, that you're programming the field with that low vibration. And what tends to happen is, when you're programming the field with low vibration, is shit happens.
Yeah.
So
we really just wanted a really clean, clear space of both Warren and I knowing exactly what page we're on, both of our doulas and like our birth keeper knowing exactly what page we're on, and for there to be no stone left unturned. This to be a really honest, clear, conscious conversation.
Yeah. And also another clear, conscious conversation that we had was, we didn't want to tell our parents.
Yeah. Well, not just our parents. We didn't want to tell anyone we were going into the birth space. Yeah. So, on our baby blessing, everyone normally, at a baby blessing, everyone ties like a red string around for the ancestors and for the women before you, and and you put it around every single person's hand, and then you're supposed to tell the main person, hey, this person's gone into labour, and everyone's supposed to hold space and prayer and all that sort of stuff. What we didn't want was that. And the reason for that is because we wanted it to be our sacred space with no programming of the field. So when I say that, I mean we didn't want anyone's interference of their unconscious mind or, oh my God, I hope that they're okay. I hope nothing goes wrong. And even though they have great intentions, and this is like all our friends, all our family, even though they have great intentions, that can still program the field. So when I first went into labor, we didn't tell anyone, even though energetically lots of people knew.
Yeah.
We still didn't say, hey guys, oh my God, I'm in labor, yay. We were both like, nope, this is our sacred space. We only tell Leslie and Dee, and we ask them not to tell anyone so that they can come over and it can be a completely clean space, because we had, very grateful, we had different friends that had home birthed and things that had quote unquote go wrong. Everything's always perfect, but quote unquote go wrong for them. And it was all because of the programming of the field from someone else outside of them. So we had a really good friend of ours, they home birth and they went and had a couple of scans, and then they were like, as soon as you go into fucking and connect into the hospital system, like that thread's there and it's open. So we were like, cool, no hospital system. Then another one of our friends, she had a 48-hour labour, and although it was both perfect for both of them, right? The 48-hour labour, she told her parents when she went into the birth space, oh my God, you know, like my water's broken. Oh my God, how exciting. And her parents were like, go to the hospital, go to the hospital, go to the hospital. Even though they were on board with her home birthing, they were still saying that. So that programming the fear, which I think, and she also thinks that prolonged her birth. And so for us, I was like, cool, we just want it to be our sacred space. So just for some even deeper context, guys, we did so many sessions of working with both Leslie and Dee about, different birth stories that we had heard, scared, like our fears. So, and to be honest, the only fear I had was that if I ended up in a hospital, that they'd take my baby away and vaccine them. And I fucking did not want that. Like, I didn't want the placenta to be taken. I don't want any of that. I just didn't want any of that. All I wanted was to have a natural birth at home for me to do whatever I wanted to, even with my doula and my birth keeper. I didn't want them to talk. I didn't want them to touch me. I didn't want them to tell me when to push, to tell me when to breathe, to tell me how to breathe. Like, I wanted to do everything on my own and trust my own body, because my mantra was, I trust my body, I trust my knowing, I trust the ancient wisdom that flows through my being. Like, I know how to birth. I know how to. I trust my divine intelligence. I trust my body. And this is how it's meant to be. Like, we're not supposed to have this fear that's programmed through us. And God, I had the most amazing birth. So then,
but also reading, like, we read a couple of really great books.
Yeah.
So we definitely recommend, like the placenta, the hidden chakra.
Yeah, we definitely recommend that. So we ended up doing a lotus birth. A lotus birth means that we keep the placenta on until it naturally falls off. So, and we thought it was going to be a lot grosser, but it actually was super fucking beautiful and super sacred. Yeah. So we put the placenta in basically like a puppy pad, and then we put it in a little bag, and we basically we grabbed it and we just sit it next to our baby, or I mean, like, he was on me pretty much the whole time. So I just held the placenta bag and held him.
But we also put herbs and
that's right. Sorry, I forgot. You put different herbs and salts to stop it smelling. And to be honest, it actually smelled pretty fucking amazing. We at the start we were like, oh, it's going to be really gross. It's going to be like, it's going to leak with blood. It's going to be like, Leo might try and eat it. It was the opposite. Leo was so fucking like, Mum and Dad, that's yours. I won't come near you. Because I was like, it's meat basically. He's going to want to eat it. But he was so fucking beautiful. Like, he was like, we get that he was kind of like, we get it's yours.
And it was such a beautiful moment. Hey, like 3 to 4 days, that's all it took.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting. Like, the little fella knew when he was separating from his placenta. Like, he was like quite upset, and he was unsettled, and then we found that it was detached. Yeah. And it was like this beautiful, clean detachment where we didn't have to have any intervention or anything like that.
Yep.
It was just
and it didn't get sticky or smelly or anything like it.
And the
think-
cord got quite hard.
I was going to say that, yeah, the cord got hard within probably a day.
Yeah.
And then we just had to, because it was actually probably like the cord was probably like this long, and the bag which is probably like 30 centimeters long, guys, for those of you listening. And the bag was as big as a melon, right? And the bag folded up, and it was so beautiful. Yeah. And we highly recommend a lotus birth. And then we actually ended up doing a beautiful ceremony to then plant it and put it back into the earth with Mama Gaia. And we did this beautiful big blessing for Godwin to know whenever he's feeling stuck or unworthy or whatever things come up for him, that he can go back and connect to Mama Gaia and connect to the motherland and be held by the roots of the earth and be grounded and anchored into the man that he is. And it was just such a beautiful ceremony. One of our highest values is ceremony. And our life is a ceremony.
It is.
So coming back to now, let's actually talk about the birth. So I was almost 40 weeks and I am about to go to bed one night, and I said to Warren, oh my God, I can feel light language coming through. And all this light language just started pouring out of me. It was kind of like a tap had turned on. Our ancestors are filling the room. They're here in birth preparation for us. For Godwin's arrival. They're basically just telling me that clearing and cleansing the land so no one or no energies can come. All of the dragons that are coming. And there's like this big, I don't even know what you'd call it, a golden sphere that's like around our house, just like wrapped with love and sacred energy. As we enter the portal tonight. Surrender. So I'm getting coded, like there's like a new grid that I'm stepping into, which is the mother. And I'm now going to do you. There's like a new alchemy that both of our bodies will attune to during tonight's sleep. Now I'm receiving like a birth contract, which is Godwin and I's and your soul contracts. Which I'm just seeing like coloured light, like 3 coloured lights signing papers and like and light in the universe. This is so cool. And it was just a really beautiful moment of being like, wow, he's really going to come through. Holy fuck. Like, oh my God, I'm actually going to do this. And then like a week or so goes by. I think that was on like a Friday. So I thought it was going to be that Sunday. So I was really fucking pissed. I was like, damn it. It's not that day. Anyway, the week later, it's a sad day now. Saturday morning, I wake up and I had all these different pains and movements in my body and my belly. And I said to Warren, babe, it's happening. Like, I can tell it's happening today. And Warren rolled his eyes and was like, you're right, Natalie. You've said this every fucking day for a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up. And then I was like, no, I can tell. I just had a dream as well. And in the dream, I was giving birth.
It was actually funny speaking about dreams. Like, we kept on having dreams, like, about it's going to be a boy and it's going to be a boy, it's going to be a boy. And then the closer we got, because we didn't do any scans, we didn't know. Our intuition said it was going to be a boy. But
and you channeled it that one day and
yeah,
started
correct.
crying.
Yeah, correct. But then towards the end, a girl started coming through. And I'm like, oh, we're having a girl. And that was funny to witness that. But then, yeah, keep going.
So cool. So then so I'm gonna give you every detail for the gals listening to this. I know you're gonna love the details. Men don't really care as much for the details, but I'm gonna give it to you all. So I'm laying in bed at 7 a.m. I said to Warren, can you please go and get me a hot water bottle? I am in pain. And he was like, yeah, babe. Goes, gets me the hot water bottle. I'm now laying down in bed. Warren gets up to do a few things. Me and Leo just having a little cuddle. And then I'm like, oh, the hot water bottle must have leaked. And then I was like, oh, it wasn't hot. And then I look in the sheets and I'm like, oh, there's a pool of water. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I go to the toilet, and as I'm sitting on the toilet, I have all this liquid just pouring out of me, but I'm not actually pissing. It was so fucking weird, and it's like gushing out of me. So I'm like, Warren! And he comes in, and I'm like, babe, my water's broke.
We're on.
We're on,
Ron.
And we were like, fuck yeah. We were so excited. We were so excited. Well, my waters have broken. And
You're wearing a nappy?
I'm wearing a nappy because I thought when your water's broke. But mine just looks like I just keep pissing myself. So I'm now wearing nappies so we can have a smoothie and sit outside. And there's a rainbow.
There's a rainbow up above, or was. Oh no, it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. And
There it is, just there.
have had very bad period pain. Probably started about 4 a.m. And my legs were really achy, and I had a dream last night that today was the day. And so then I woke Warren up and I was like, I think today's the day. And then it's just been, my period pain's been worse. Like now.
She's also done this numerous times. So Warren's like,
She cried wolf again.
is she really, or is she really?
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm skeptical.
I think it's different this time because I keep pissing myself.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
assuming as my water's breaking.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Stay
And there's
tuned.
a lot of mucus. I feel like I'm pissing again. But I'm not actually pushing out my piss, you know? No, that's not. I FaceTime Dee, I FaceTime Leslie, and I'm like, girls, my water's just broken. And they were like, go back to bed, rest. So I was like, yep, cool, I will. And I rest. I then go and have a bath about 11 a.m. because I started to have, I don't call them contractions, I call them surges. So I started to have a surge. Or expansions. And I start having these expansions and these surges. So I'm in the bath just hanging out. And then Warren's like, what do you want for food? And I was like, I don't even know what I ate. I remember I had a pie and a milkshake. That's what I was craving. And then I ate toast just before giving birth. Remember that? So anyway, whatever we eat. Then I go back to bed and then I have another bath now about 6 p.m. And then Leslie's like, maybe you should watch something funny and just like relax. And I was like, okay. So we watched Shrek, of all things.
That's right. Training. Hey, the little fella. Hey, mate. Hello. It's okay, buddy.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. Mommy's okay. It's just like a baby. And Shrek was so good, and that's when I ate my pie and my milkshake. And Shrek was so good that then we were like, let's watch Shrek 2. Nothing else is happening. And so at this point, my surges are starting to become more and more and more real, to the point where I'm now on all fours, kind of like moving back and forth, starting to really like, oh, wow, like this is really happening. And at this point, Warren had already prepared our whole birth space, which already was basically set up. He just had, like, the birth pool was already blown up, and he just covered we have like a squishy foam mat that he put water cover, what are they called? Waterproof covers on, and he put waterproof covers over our couches.
Yeah, so it was all prepared, like, having blowing up the pool, putting the hot water in, putting the cover in on.
Yeah, well, actually, at this point, so after Shrek, halfway through Shrek 2, I'm like, this is fucked. I need to go and have another bath. So I go and have a bath, and at that point, Warren starts filling up the birth pool.
Yeah.
And then more water. By the way, guys, I thought when your water's broke once. I was wearing nappies all day, or just gushing myself in the fucking bath. It was so wild. So now, anyway, I put a nappy back on and I'm walking down the stairs, and Warren's like, I'll put the TENS machine on you. So I have a birth TENS machine on my back. I'm on all fours and I'm just like rocking back and forth. And yeah, it got pretty painful, to be honest. Like, I was like, fuck, this is like, I'm giving birth. Holy cunt. I was like, holy fuck, this is really happening. And then now it's about 11 p.m. So mind you, my waters break at 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning. Now it's 11 p.m. And I just been journeying all day. To be honest, all day wasn't that bad. Like, it felt like period pain. The surges were getting a little bit heavier towards 7 p.m. But it was still manageable, if that makes sense. Like, I was still able to walk and talk. And sometimes when a surge would come, I wouldn't be able to talk very well. But then fast forward, I said, Warren was like, I'll call Leslie and Dee now and tell them to come. And I was like, okay. It's so interesting as soon as you both come. I need to have my body activate like this other than during sex. Wow. So by the time they got there, it was almost 1 a.m. And I have a clock on the wall that I can see, which was actually a very bad idea, which we then discovered. Dee was like, I'm taking the clock away. And I was like, okay. So we have our sound bowls. Warren's playing the sound bowls. Both women actually arrive in the space. And as soon as both women arrived, I was like, oh, okay, I can really relax into this. And as soon as I was like, I can relax into this, again, light language just popped up and I'm light languaging and opening a portal. And I remember opening a portal and being like, I bring my baby in. I'm setting the intention to bring my baby in. I'm calling in all my guides and my team and all my galactic beings that I work with and angels and the archangels and Mother Mary and all, like I was calling in like my whole team, my whole tribe. And then it was like, all right, I'm getting into the birth pool. And as soon as I got into the birth pool, I was like, holy cunt, it is hot in here.
Have a surgeon here and out there. You just get really hot. Do you have your fan?
Yes, I do. So hot, I started vomiting, and I was in vomiting basically my whole entire labour.
Yeah, on and off.
On and off. And
I was actually surprised at how warm it kept, hey?
yeah, the pool
Okay.
kept so hot.
Yeah.
So Leslie always has a fan with her. So she was fanning me,
Yeah.
or you were fanning me. And yeah, it was this beautiful dance of like both women supporting me.
Yeah.
Warren obviously being there to hold my head and kiss me and hold, like, just do whatever I needed. And to be honest, that whole experience for me, I was kind of in and out. So Dee had said to me, every single time the surge goes, float away, float away, float away, float away. So the surge would come.
Can you fan me?
I'd be like, like moaning in and out of the pain of it. Then all of a sudden it would go and I'd just float away. And of course we weren't timing our contractions. We weren't timing our surges. They would just come and go however they wanted to, whenever they wanted to. And we let it go and we didn't worry about it. We were just in the full surrender of what my body could do. And what I really wanted to do was feel, because Dee had explained that like the surges are actually pushing all the way down for your baby to actually corkscrew out of your vagina and come out. So I knew my body would contract, like all of the contractions is actually all of my body tensing the baby out. And so I knew that all I had to do was surrender to the tensing, and that would eventually bring my baby closer to me. So my mantra again was just like, I'm so much closer to my baby. I'm going to hold my baby soon. Like, it's so worth it. And there was no part of me that wanted to back out. I was fucking full in. I was so in. I was like, I'm in the fire. Burn me alive. Like, I want this. I want this so badly. I can fucking do this. And I was so committed to holding my baby and seeing my baby. I just fucking knew what I was capable of. And so there were times where I was like primal screaming. There were times where I was like, ow, 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 ow.
And then I would reframe her.
Yes.
Said ow, ow, ow. Instead of saying ow, it hurts, I say
Yes.
say yes.
So then I started saying,
breath.
yes, 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 like full Tony Robbins style, guys. I'm like yelling at the top of my lungs. And we live on 10 acres. And
Luckily.
Because honestly, I'm surprised that the neighbours didn't come and think that someone was being fucking murdered or something was happening, because I was screaming that fucking loudly. Like, I'm a loud person as is. This was like on a different frequency. And so I'm now in the birth pool. And mind you, guys, I'm in the birth pool from probably 12 a.m. right through till 9 a.m. when I actually give birth to Godwin. Or actually, and some, probably 10 a.m. when I actually got out of the birth pool.
Yeah.
And I'm wrinkly like a prune.
You would
and
have been.
I was so wrinkly. But I didn't give a fuck, of course. And I only got out of the pool twice. So one time I got out of the pool, I don't even know what time it would have been, because I was like, I want to try and take a shit, because I thought if I take a poo, because I was really, really self-conscious of like, I'm going to shit myself in the pool, even though like it's fine to do that. And of course it's going to happen because you're pushing everything out, girlfriends.
And it did happen.
And it did happen, yeah. little poos in the pool, and you had to scoop them out with a little pooper scooper.
That's love.
It's love, baby. And but I was like, if I've got a big poo sitting there, I need to push it all out. Girls want
Push it all
detail.
out.
Push it all out. I need to push it all out. So I go to the toilet, can't poo. That's okay. I come back down and I'm like resting now, and then Dee is massaging my legs and Leslie is just like holding my face, and that's where you had the moment of being like, oh, it's the, what do you refer to? The calf and the cows?
Old bull and young
Bull
calf.
and young calf.
Yeah.
He loves saying that. He said that several times now. And witnessing both women like holding me, I think then you went for a little sleep.
Yeah, I had
just
to
on the couch,
do that.
literally right next to me. And then I was like to Dee and Leslie, I'm getting in my own head because I really want to be in the fire, but I don't know how else to get in the fire. Like I'm feeling every fucking surge. I'm so deep in the pain. I'm loving the pain. I'm in the pain. I'm witnessing the pain. I am pain.
And it was actually really interesting because that again was also teaching you to surrender, because what I saw Nat was doing was that she was so ready. She was like, get me into that fucking fire. I'm ready to fucking burn. I'm ready to fuck this maiden off. I'm ready to become a mother. And the impatience started to come through, and that's when Dee noticed that you were looking at the clock and she removed the clock.
Yeah, she was like, look, I'm taking the clock. And then I don't know if it was Leslie or Dee, but they were both like, we're actually going to go. So we've got 4 levels to our house, and the third level or the bottom level? Oh, the bottom level has another like lounge. And she was like, we're going to go and hang out in the lounge. You guys do whatever you want. Just call us when you want us back. So I reckon you and I were alone now for a good probably 2 hours of us just like in the vortex of like me going through a surge, me relaxing into your arms, me going through a surge, me relaxing into your arms. And to be honest, I only reckon I would have spoken fucking 2 sentences or 3 sentences the whole entire 9 hours. Me and you were so telepathic with like what I needed. He'd just come over when I needed him. He'd wipe my forehead if I needed to. He'd hold the fan when I needed him to. So I love you, baby. You did such an amazing job by supporting me. Just like whatever I needed, you were just like one step ahead, which was so fucking cool. And then it would just really showed like just how incredible our telepathic skills can be when we're in a circumstance of just journeying. Like we were just in the journey of like what was becoming, which was us being parents.
So interesting. Like when during your pregnancy, I kind of got a little bit annoyed because I was like, it's kind of like your slave, like doing stuff for you. But then when you were in that birth pool, it was like, that's my woman. And I'm like, I will do anything for you. And it was, such a beautiful moment to witness you in that and see you like just fully in it. And like I was like, that's my fucking woman.
I love you.
It was so beautiful.
And it was for me, it was such a liberating experience of like just trusting my body and trusting my body and trusting my body. And also when I said earlier, guys, that I didn't want Leslie or Dee to talk, I meant when I first give birth to my baby, I didn't want them to talk because I didn't want our baby hearing anyone else's voice because of the frequency of the voice. So anyway, I'm now like, again, I'm in the birth pool, I'm in and out of surges, and it's probably, it's becoming light. So it might be like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. and we've got these big, beautiful glass doors and you can see all the way out into the land that we have, and it's just so open and beautiful. And I remember looking up and being like, fuck, it's light. Holy fuck, when did it become light? I don't remember a sunrise at all. I just remember it being open and bright. And then being like, fuck, it must be sometime in the morning. Anyway, I'm on all fours because I remember Dee saying, like, when you're on all fours, your pelvis can open up and your tailbone can open up and the baby can come out easier, which is why I fucking hate at the hospital they put you on your back. You cannot naturally give birth that way. It's fucked. Anyway, it's another side story. So I'm on all fours. Mind you, my wrists keep getting sore because I've been on all fours for hours because I didn't know when my baby was coming. And I remember there is a chiropractor that I see. I remember seeing his face come up and he said, open your heart space and receive your baby. And so there's this video of me. I open my heart space up And like a crazy bitch, I have my hands, my palms facing open, and I start giggling to myself saying, I set the intention to receive my baby. I set the intention to receive my baby. And as I do so, I go all the way up into the universe. I remember going all the way up into the universe, and I'm literally greeted by my beautiful auntie who has passed over, and she held my baby in her hand, and my grandmother and my grandfather were there. And I remember feeling so much love and just so much like knowingness that I can do this. And then I brought my baby down, and remember how I told you guys earlier that the week before, I channeled that my baby would come through at 7-Eleven. That video was actually at 7:11 a.m. And then 2 hours later on the dot, 9:11, Godwin was born. Okay, guys, I have a very grizzly little baby that needs me now, so I'm going to wrap this up. I had the most amazing birth. Literally, I then, from 7-11 to 9-11, I literally just surrendered and trusted and trusted and trusted and trusted. And there was this split moment where I remember Leslie saying to me, when you feel like you're splitting in half, that is when your baby will come through. And sure enough, I was like, I remember fucking screaming at the top of my lungs, and then I just rested and rested and rested and rested, and then all of a sudden I was like, Warren, get the baby, it's out, it's out, it's out. And I could feel him just floating in the water, but I couldn't actually pick him up. Anyway, then I picked him up, and then I held him, and just tears streaming down my face, like just like bawling my eyes out. And the song, which is from the Interstellar movie, which is my favorite movie in the whole entire world, was playing on repeat. Warren had looped it, and it is literally the best fucking song in the world, and that's what baby God came out to. And then I realized it was a baby boy, and it was just like the most beautiful, heartfelt emotion of our life. And then literally Warren made eye contact with Godwin, and then Warren started crying. And so, God, it was just the most beautiful birth ever. And then we stayed in the pool. I stayed in the pool for probably an hour. I then birthed the placenta, and I cried so much when the placenta came out, because truly, I love placentas, and I love the whole spirit of the placenta. This placenta grew my baby. I have so much gratitude and immense grace for what the placenta can do. And yeah, so anyway, to put a beautiful bow on this whole entire podcast, guys, home birthing was the most empowering, most transformational day of my whole entire existence. And I'm so grateful to be a mama. I'm so blessed to be a mission-led mama, and what that means for me is I can be on mission and raise babies, and I get to show you how to do this too. So I love you all. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. If you can, share this podcast or share this YouTube video to whoever you think will love this. We are going to do number 2 of this in a couple of weeks, and tell you all about our postpartum, and tell you all about, telling all our friends and family, and really the sacredness of what we did for our postpartum. So stay tuned. I love you all. I'll speak to you soon. Illy,
Guys, thank you for listening.
thank you for listening.